Why? By Lila Pratt. Oh, there's a letter to us from Lila. Dear curious friends, some of the answers to the questions in this book are silly, some are sensible, and some are scientific. The ones that are scientific are marked with a star. That's also called an asterisk. But feel free to make up some questions, some answers, and some animals of your own. They can be silly or serious, whichever you like. Why? Why do hyenas laugh? Do you know? Take a guess. Do you think it's because they have a screw loose? No. Do you think it's because they're childish? No. Do you think it's because it tickles them to walk barefoot on the grass? No. Do you want to know the real answer? They don't. But when they're excited or when they're being attacked, a spotted hyena makes a giggling noise that sounds like a person laughing. Even though hyenas are primarily predators, which means they kill their own food, they also like other animals' leftovers, such as bones, hooves, and fur. Why are zebras striped? Take a second and think about it. Why do you think? Let's see. Do you think it's because zebras are really horses wearing pajamas? Do you think it's because they escaped from a prison? Do you think it's because their mamas are striped too? Maybe. Do you think it's because they can't decide whether to be black or white? No. Do you want to know the real answer? Every zebra has a unique and different stripe pattern, just like every person has a unique and different fingerprint. Their stripes can be used to tell them apart, but many scientists believe their stripes are also used to help confuse predators. Why do whales spout water? Think about it for a second. Do you think it's because they're watering the seagrass? No. Do you think it's to wash the clouds? No. Do you think it's their runny noses? They always have colds? No. How about for fun? Maybe. Let's hear the real answer. Whales don't spout water, but from a distance it looks like they do. When they go underwater, they hold their breath, and when they come to the surface, they blow the moist air out their nose, which is really the blowhole on top of their heads. Scientists can sometimes tell the type of whale they are by the size and shape of the mist of the water that spouts out. It's kind of like when you're swimming underwater and you blow out of your nose. That's what's happening, but that's like where their nose is. Their blowhole's on top of their head. Why do rhinos have horns on their noses? Think about that one. Let's see, do you think it's so we can grab them if they want to run away? No. Do you think it's to follow their noses? No. Do you think it's so they can anchor themselves when they sneeze? No. How about because they wouldn't grow anywhere else? No. Are you ready for the scientific answer? Rhinoceroses use their horns for fighting and for protection. Some species of rhinos have one horn and some have two. The rhino is not really as tough as it looks. Rhinos can't sweat, and their skin doesn't protect them from insects. Wallowing in the mud cools them off and keeps the bugs away. Why do camels have humps? Think about it. Do you think it's because they didn't sit up straight when they were little? No. Do you think it's because they aren't humps, they're sand dunes that camels carry across the desert? No, it's part of their bodies. Do you think because it's better than not having any? I don't think so. Do you think it's to confuse their riders? No. Here's the scientific answer. Camels are perfectly suited to life in the desert. They store fat in their humps for times when food and water are hard to find. The hump is able to provide energy for up to a week. Can you imagine not eating or drinking for a whole week and everything that you have saved up in here can get you through it? Wow. Why do crocodiles cry? They cry when they're sleepy. No. They're spoiled? No. They're afraid of the water? No. Because nobody wants to play with them? No. Here's the scientific answer. Crocodiles are not sad, and they don't really cry, but they do like to lie in the sun. Their eyes can dry out when they're not in the water, and the tears help to keep their eyes wet and comfortable. Why do giraffes have long necks? What do you think? Do you think it's because their bodies are slower? Do you think it's because they like having their heads in the clouds? Do you think it's because they swallowed uncooked spaghetti? No. Thanks to both their long necks and their long tongues, giraffes can eat their favorite thorny acacia leaves, which grow high above the grasslands. Their keen eyesight, that means sharp eyesight, together with their height, also makes it easy to spot predators lurking far away. Why do kangaroos have pouches? Is it to put their toys in it? No. Is it so they don't lose their babies when they jump? No. Is it to hide their belly buttons? No. Only female kangaroos have pouches, which is a place for their baby to finish growing. When the baby kangaroos, which are also called joeys, are born, they're very, very tiny, about the size and weight of a jelly bean, like this big. The joey stays in its mother's pouch, drinking her milk for many months before it's big enough to go out on its own, eat the plants and grasses, and hang out with the big kangaroos. Why do hippos yawn? Is it so the doctor can check their tonsils? No. Is it because they're sunning their teeth? No. Are they bored? No. When hippos open their mouths wide, it looks like they're yawning, but really they're challenging someone to a fight. Hippos might seem slow and gentle, but they can be very aggressive and very dangerous and very fast. They feed mostly at night, coming on land to eat plants and grasses. In one night, a hippo can eat 100 pounds of grass. Whoa. Why do lions have manes? What do you think? Is it so they aren't mistaken for cows? No. Is it to know where their head is? Mm-mm. Is it because they just ate the barber who tried to give them a haircut? Ah. The scientific answer is, manes help male lions look bigger, stronger, and scarier. Manes also protect the lion's necks during a fight. Only male lions have manes, which start to grow when they're about 2 years old. Why don't snakes have legs? Do you think it's because they'd hate cutting their toenails? Do you think it's so they don't have to play football? Mm-mm. Do you think it's so they don't fall down? Ah! The scientific answer is, snakes don't need legs. They are able to use their muscles and spine to slide along their bellies in an S-shaped pattern. Some kinds of snakes have barely visible legs, but they don't really work. Why do walruses have mustaches? Do you think it's to tickle babies? Mm-mm. Do you think it's because they don't know how to shave? Psh. Do you think it's to hide their big mouths? Nope. Walruses' mustaches, really their whiskers, come in very handy. Walruses spend a lot of time at the bottom of the ocean hunting for mussels and clams to eat. Because it's dark at the bottom of the ocean, they use their whiskers to comb through the sand looking for food. Why do monkeys have tails? Do you think it's to have a swinging time? That means to have a good time? No. I mean, they probably do have a good time, but that's not the reason. Do you think it's in order to be different? Do you think it's to tie themselves to trees on windy days so they don't blow away? Psh, no. New World monkeys from Mexico, Central America, and South America have tails called prehensile tails, which means they can grab onto things and hold them. Old World monkeys from Asia, the Middle East, and Africa mostly use their tails for balance. Why do elephants have trunks? Do you think it's because they're nosy? Do you think it's to store all of their boogers and snot? Do you think it's to trumpet their goodbyes? No. An elephant's trunk is its nose, but it does much more than smell. It's also used for drinking. Actually, they blow the water into their mouths. They communicate, feed, fight, touch, lift, greet, throw dust, just about anything else you can think of with their trunks. It is strong enough to push down trees and nimble enough to pick up one straw. We've learned so much about animals today. There were some silly answers in this book and some serious answers that were scientific. They taught us some facts. I hope you learned something new. I did. Bye.